What's up, everybody? Qlomorey here. You might hear screaming in the background. That's my brother. He's also a YouTuber. I actually sometimes get a little concerned. Sometimes I think he's like literally dying there. But that's besides the point. My last video did pretty well, so I want to make one similar where we're just talking about Little Nightmares 3 and our speculations for it. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing in this video. Now, it was originally supposed to be a gameplay video. But I need to work some things through. I hope you'll understand. But my next video will be a gameplay. But for now, we're going to be talking about Little Nightmares 3. So I hope you're all excited. I'm using my face for the first time. I have my costume on. And I'm very excited to be recording like this for the first time. So let me just get everything all ready. Now, in today's speculation video, maybe I'll make more of these, may turn into like a little mini-series, but in today's speculation video, we're going to be talking mostly about the mirrors of Little Nightmares 3 and what they could potentially mean in the full game. So, I have a lot of ideas, and most of them surround the Mirror Man and who he is as a character and what he really represents in the world of the Nowhere. But to really get a good idea, we need to really confirm if the Mirror Man will be in this game. And how can we confirm that? Well, it's actually right in front of our eyes, as you can see. So let's take a look at the poster for Little Nightmares 3 for our first example of how the Mirror Man might be in this game and what might confirm it. Now, as you can see right here, I just brought up the poster for Little Nightmares 3. Now, what about this poster really tells us that the Mirror Man will be in this game? Well, take a look at the big mirror that's like right behind Lone Alone, with Lo holding Alone's hand, and if you look behind that mirror, you can see this giant mirror with like black smoke coming out of it, and we've seen the theme of black smoke being in this game a lot. Like, when we see the trailer, we see this big old mirror with smoke coming around it, that's black smoke, and at the end of the gameplay video, we see Lone Alone in a bed in a room, and we see black smoke coming towards them. So what does this black smoke mean? Well, if we look, we can see this shadow right behind them, and it has like this smoke, but if you look closer, you can almost see a silhouette. Like, look. You can see a head right here. I'm gonna probably add arrows in to direct you a little bit, maybe add like an outline, but you can see a head, and you can also see some like shoulders and like kind of like a body going down, but just barely, but the smoke kind of goes up as if it's like connected to the head. Now, I'm going to pull up a picture of the Mirror Man to show you what I'm getting at here. Now, as you can see, I just brought up a photo of the Mirror Man. I call him the Mirror Man, but the wiki calls him the Mirror Monster, but I just like to call him the Mirror Man. So, as we can see, this is what the Mirror Man looks like. We see this black smoke coming out of his head, we see a bow tie, we see his arms, we see his pants, we see all of that, and now let's compare that to the poster, So if we go back over to the poster, we see the same kind of thing. We see black smoke coming out of the head, we see his body, and we don't really see anything else. But if we compare the two and two together, who else would it really be? You know, we don't see any other character that kind of looks like this. It has to be the Mirror Man. So what this means is that the Mirror Man most likely will be in this game. So what role did he have to play? Well, we need to really talk about what the Mirror Man is. Who the hell is he? Well, we have to look at the comics, because that is where he is from. Now, the Mirror Man shows up in the second issue of the comic series. I looked it up, and basically, I've looked through the comics a bit. I've seen videos on it, and basically what happens is that we see these kids, and when they look into the mirrors, they get all distorted and stuff. Now, eventually we see tentacles, and they start pulling them into the mirrors. Now, what the Mirror Man seems to be doing is that he's looking, like, at the kids, and he's, like, giving, like, these, like, weird, creepy-ass reflections of them. And he's basically distorting them. But what's very interesting about this is that this happens in real life as well. What do I mean by that? Well, when we dream, looking at mirrors, you can see these very weird reflections of yourself. So when you go to sleep and you dream, you can have like a lucid dream, and if you start looking at mirrors, whatever you see of yourself in the dream, it's basically your reflection. So whatever you think you are, that's what you see in the mirror in your dreams, and that means you can see some really creepy shit while you're dreaming. So, and what we do know about the Nowhere is that it's a dream world, it's a nightmare realm. So I think it all ties together. in our actual dreams in real life, when we look in mirrors, we see weird reflections, and in the nowhere, the mirror man is basically a manifestation, a manifestation of that. And that's what I think the mirror man is. He's basically a big representation of what basically dreaming is all about. It's a reflection of yourself. And that's why he could be a very menacing villain, because he can do some creepy shit when, like, if, like, Lo and Alone get pulled into some weird mirror realm, in some mirror direction and dimension, and he just starts putting all these mirrors around, and then he starts freaking having these weird distortions. Like, maybe Lo can have, like, a freaking long head with his, like, mask being all weird. Maybe Alone can, like, have her pigtails, like, all long and, like, droop to the ground. She can look like the fucking Grudge. But, yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff they could do with this concept of the Mirror Man being in this game as an antagonist. Now, my bad, my costume's kind of falling apart. It's not the most sturdy. But, yeah, I think that's kind of what the Mirror Man is and why he could be in Little Nightmares 3. Now, let's just talk about mirrors in general, because there's some other things I want to point out about the mirrors in Little Nightmares. Now, in Little Nightmares, we see mirrors, like, all over the place, mostly in the second game, though, and we're going to talk about that. But first, let's go back into the first game and talk about the mall and how mirrors seem to work there. We only really see mirrors towards the end of the game when we meet the lady, and all of her mirrors are broken. Like, she's destroying these mirrors because she doesn't like the reflection of herself. Now we see even more of this in the DLC towards the very end, where we finally see what the lady looks like, but I don't think that's what she actually looks like, and we'll get into that. But we see the lady, and we see what she's looking into, and she sees a mirror, and she sees this creepy ass reflection of herself, and she looks all distorted, monstrous, like, kind of like the granny, almost. I saw a theory from, I think, Super Horror Bro, who said that the lady could be turning into the granny, and while that was a really good theory at the time, I think there's multiple reasons how we can disprove that. But, we see the creepy reflection, she finds Runaway Kid, yada yada yada, he turns into a gnome, gets eaten by 6 and all that, but that has nothing to do with the actual theory I'm getting on here. So, we see her looking into the mirror, right? But I don't think that's what she actually looks like. I don't think she's actually, like, looks that kind of monstrous, because we can kind of see the outline of her face, and it doesn't look all distorted. Now, I think that's just the Mirror Man making a creepy reflection of her, making her look all creepy, because that's what he does. He makes characters look weird when they look into the mirrors, and whatever they want to be, they'll see a reflection of themselves, but just not in the way they want, because they will just look all freaky. So I think that's what he's doing to the lady. She has a big insecurity about the way she looks, so when she looks into the mirror man will make him look all creepy and shit. And that's why she's so sick of looking at herself. She looks at all these mirrors, and she destroys every single one because she wants to keep the Mirror Man away from her. Now, it's not just the lady as well. Everywhere in the Little Nightmares universe, we see mirrors, but notice one thing. Every single one of them are smashed or broken. We don't see any normal mirrors. The only normal mirror we see is the mirror 6 uses to destroy the lady completely. Which is interesting. The one mirror we actually find, it literally used to kill one of the main antagonists of the series. So, I find that all very interesting. I think all the characters are destroying these mirrors because they don't like what the Mirror Man is doing. And I think that Lo and Alone, by the end of Lo and Alone's journey, they might get sucked into a mirror realm and have to face against the Mirror Man himself while traveling through all these mirrors and stuff. I think it's all very interesting how it all comes together that way. We know mirrors are weird when it comes to dreams in real life, and the Nowhere will basically take that and make it like its own thing, like the Mirror Man. But yeah, that's kind of all I have to say. I hope you liked that theory. I hope you liked how I've explained how I think how I think mirrors kind of work in the Little Nightmares universe and how it might all come into play. I still am not completely sure how Lo can, like, travel through the mirrors, but I think we'll have to wait until we see more of the game, until we get more of an explanation on that. But that's kind of what I think how mirrors work in the Little Nightmares universe. So that's kind of all I have to say. If you enjoyed the video, just like it. And yeah, make sure to subscribe if you really like the content on this channel. I may make more of these kinds of videos with me just speculating. So yeah, that's it. See ya.